Hi, my name is Prosperity, and I just want to share a word with you, a word that God gave me this morning. Right now, I'm out here at the beach. So, this morning, while I was in prayer, um, just talking to God and meditating, God gave me this word. This is my first official YouTube word from God. Um, I'm really new to this, y'all. Also, kind of nervous. Not really nervous, but like this ain't all fancy and everything. It's just from God to me to you. So God is saying right now in this hour, nothing. God is saying right now in this hour, nothing. Nothing is going to stop what I'm doing. By the way, y'all, I'm at the beach because I just felt led to do the word here. At first, I was going to do it in my car. Um, my first thought was to do it in my house, to do the video in my house, in the room in my house. Then I was like, no, I'm gonna do it in my car. And then I felt led to do it here at the beach. I really don't know why, y'all. I don't have a word about that yet. But God is saying, right now in this hour, nothing is going to stop what I'm doing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Before, when you would do certain religious things because you thought that those things were bringing me closer to you. When he says certain religious things, he means like just anything, like, feeling like you have to do a certain thing before you come to him, like you have to come to him like looking a certain way. Or I'm gonna give you a good example, like taking off your jewelry before you pray. That's very religious. And so in this hour, in this season, God wants me to tell you that nothing, he's taking you into a season where nothing is gonna stop what he's doing inside of you. Because when you come into a certain season, when you come into a certain time, like when you come into a certain spiritual season, like there's nothing that can stop what God is doing. And so that's that part of the word. And then he says, but right now in this season, I'm coming, and I'm coming strong, and nothing's going to be able to stop what I'm doing, because this is all me. And that's what he told me to name the video. This is all me and seasons. Remember, y'all, this is my first official YouTube word. I was so led to do this word though, so that's why I'm here. Also, I didn't give y'all a proper bio. At some point I'm gonna do it. I don't feel like I'm a very orderly person. I just feel like I do move by the spirit, and the spirit is not like, like y'all can't see my eyes, but the spirit of God is not like he's not like, God does not look for us to be so traditional and so like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so anyway, God has been speaking to me since I can remember, since I was about 3 years old, y'all. And I'm just now walking into my calling, like I guess because like he said, the season, you know. Okay, so then God goes on to continue to say, I already said this part, right? But right now in this season, I'm coming, and I'm coming strong, and nothing's going to be able to stop what I'm doing, because this is all me. God says this is all me. You may be a person who feels like you need to take off your jewelry when you're praying. I already said that part. Well, God says you may as well put that jewelry back on, because it's not stopping a thing. That's not stopping anything. Your jewelry, what you're wearing, when you step into a certain season, it's literally like you're being pulled and pushed into that. And so everything that you try to do for the kingdom, every spiritual move you make, every move you make for the kingdom, boom, 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 it's gonna work just like that. And that's how it is when you step into your season. I have so much more for y'all, but I don't feel like I'm gonna put a lot in this video. I'm not sure yet. So God says, you say I'm a quiet God and I let people run all over you and us. Well, I'm going to show you just who I am. I'm going to be the God that I was for those people in my word. And when he says for those people, he means like the Hebrew people, you know, in the olden days. God says that he is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He does not change. And so how he comes is how he comes. When he comes strong, he comes strong. So the God that I've always been, I am that roaring lion. I understand that you feel like I've only been the quiet, sweet lamb, but that's because of seasons. And because I am that I am. This is all about seasons, y'all. So I guess his word is about seasons, but it's still coming to me. You cannot comprehend me, but you will be able to very, very soon. I move according to seasons, but I am not bound by time. That's why I gave you those dreams where you saw at times that you were not bound by time. Because you too are not bound by time. Because you move in me, in my spirit, in my glory, in my realm. When you walk with me, everything that I possess, you also possess. Remember that time that you kept getting that feeling that you were bound by time? That was me. That was all me. I'm reading from my phone, y'all. I did not write this down on a piece of paper. So before, I was downloading so much into you. For the past 16 years, actually. But now I'm going to start using you to speak to the nations. And I mean that because of seasons. Once again, seasons. This is a seasonal thing. Like, God operates in seasons. If it's not your season, you just got to sit and be still, and you have to wait. Please forgive me, y'all, if this video is like, oh, confusing or something. I really pray that it resonates with you. And I prayed also before I started recording, y'all. So again, this is all me. That's what God is saying. So when I say be encouraged, my dear, I mean it. Because I am coming exactly how you've been asking for me to come. I am that I am. Do not try to stunt my word, or do not try to stifle just because I speak something that scares you or goes against your wants or your desires. Because it's not always for you. So when God gives you a word, it's not always for you. I'm learning that at this old age because I feel old. But when God gives you a word, don't always try to run from it and like quickly put it out of your mind and think, oh no, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that over my life. Because when God has called you as a prophet, or when he's called you to the nations, and I told y'all God been speaking to me at least since I was 3 years old, which means just like he said in Jeremiah, I called you before I placed you into your mother's womb. When God has called you as a prophet, a lot of stuff for you is not just for you. And I feel like I'm trying to play catch up, honestly, because I feel like everybody knows that but me. But I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that doesn't know that. Like, this video hopefully will help some young woman, some young girl who's coming up, you know, and she knows that she's prophetic. She knows that God has called her, but you know, she's not operating because, or she doesn't like, you know, she just doesn't have certain knowledge that maybe other young girls might know because of the proper upbringing. So God also goes on to say, this is a season where I show myself to you, not just my hind parts, like I did on the mountain for Elijah, but I'm going to really show myself to you. Here, I'm not sure if he's talking about his face or not, because I know like you can't see the face of God without dying, but he says he's really going to show himself to you in this season. I am a holy God, a God of fire, a God who likes to restore what I see fit to restore. So when you pray for people and situations that have seemed dead for years, even decades, know that in their due season, I shall restore all. He says, I have always spoken to you like this. You just didn't know what was going on because of the season, and you were a babe in me. So you were like a baby. You know, God was talking, how God's talking to me right now, how God can give me hours of words. He's always spoken to me like that, but maybe it's because I wasn't under the right leadership. I don't know. But I didn't know that, hey, write those words down. You know what I'm saying? So this is also for whoever. If this is for you, God bless you. God says, I gave people close to you time to grab hold onto me. I allowed them to stunt your growth just a little bit because of the season. And in turn, these situations brought you closer to me and also helped to increase your faith. So you might have had people, you might have had, or you might have people that are very close to you in your life, and they never took you seriously. Like, you could be praying around them for hours. They lived right in the house with you, and they never took you seriously. God is saying, I allowed that. I allowed that because that was also God's way of like giving them direct contact. Like, hey, grab hold. Whatever you see is happening with your loved one, or with your wife, or with your husband, whatever you see is happening with them, take advantage of that. Like, take advantage of that. So God is saying here that the people close to you who have never taken the call of God in your life seriously, first of all, that was part of his plan. God allowed it to happen. Second of all, those people, they just didn't have that hunger for God. And when you have people like that, they have to step into their season. If a season comes for them, they have to step into their season where they become hungry themselves. For me, I've always loved God since I was a little girl. Everybody doesn't have that. I've always had a deep love for God, like a desire just to know him, just to be closer to him. Everybody does not have that. So God says he allowed people like that to be in your circle, in your close circle, because it helped to increase your faith. So this could be family members, this could be friends, this could be spouses, okay? This is because I knew that I would grow and increase in your life either way. So I allowed people close to grab hold of me, God, he's saying himself, through me. So God allowed people to get close to me to grab hold of God. And guess what? A lot of those people that were close to you or are close to you, they did not grab hold of God. And so now God is clearing them all away. Whatever is happening, and God is going forth with your life and taking you into your